I have sent you the message.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next topic in your syllabus is shown you here, which is Faraday's law of induction. This is 30.3 topic, the third topic, chapter number 30th. So Faraday realized that an EMF and a current can be induced in a loop as in our two experiments by changing the amount of magnetic field passing through the loop. यानी अगर आप मैग्नेटिक फील्ड चेंज कर दें किसी लूप में तो उसमें इंड्यूस्ड ईएमएफ और इंड्यूस्ड करंट आ जाए. Okay, so the value of the magnetic field depends upon the value of current produced, that how much it is changed and at what rate it is changed. So the Faraday's law of induction stated in terms of our experiments that an EMF is induced in the loop at the left in figure 30.1 and 30.2 when the number of magnetic field lines passing through the loop is changing. ठीक है, तो आप यहाँ पे इन फिगर्स में देख सकते हैं कि ये 30.2 फिगर है. ठीक है, तो इस 30.2 फिगर में आप ये एक एक्सपेरिमेंट करके आप देख सकते हैं कि किस तरह से आप मैग्नेटिक फील्ड चेंज कर सकते हैं. सो हियर यू कैन सी दैट you can see that this loop has current with this battery, and the another loop is close to here, and this loop is connected to this ammeter. Okay, so if you change the value of magnetic field in the first loop, so this one is first loop, this one is second loop. So if you change the value of the current in the first loop, the value of the magnetic field will change. So the value of the magnetic field will change, and whenever the value of the magnetic field will change in the first loop, the magnetic field will be produced. The magnetic field will produce induced EMF in the second loop, and due to that induced EMF, the current will flow in the second loop. Okay, so this magnetic flux, as we know, the value of magnetic flux is equal to B dot dA. Here, if you take the integral of all B dot dAs, you will find the magnetic flux phi B. Okay. Okay, please go to the next page, next slide. Okay, so B and DA in a special case, if they are making angle 0, if they have same direction, then B DA cos 0, and if you take B cos 0 is equal to 1, then the left hand side, oh sorry, the right hand side of the previous equation will become BA. So it will become equation 30.2, that phi B is equal to B multiplied by A. So you know the value, the unit of magnetic field B is Tesla, and the unit of area is square meter. So Tesla square meter is known as Weber. Weber is a unit of magnetic flux phi B, as shown by equation 30.3. Okay, so The Faraday states that the magnitude of the EMF induced in the conducting loop is equal to the rate at which the magnetic flux phi b through that loop changes with time. And that is written in the form of equation in equation 30.4, that the induced EMF E is equal to minus d phi b over dt, rate of magnetic rate of change of magnetic flux. Okay, so if there is a magnetic flux, for example, but if it is not changing with time, then d phi b will be equal to 0 and EMF E will be equal to 0. You can see from this equation. यानी मैग्नेट EMF इंड्यूस तभी होगी जब फ्लक्स चेंज हो. अगर फ्लक्स मौजूद है लेकिन अगर चेंज नहीं हो रहा तो इंड्यूस EMF नहीं होगी. ठीक है, ये फैराडे लॉ हमें ये चीज बताती है. फिर दूसरी चीज, अगर फ्लक्स की वैल्यू ज्यादा चेंज होगी, you can see from this equation that if the d phi b change in magnetic flux is greater, then induced EMF will be greater. For example, फ्लक्स पहले 1 था, 1 वेबर था, तो के हम दो केसेस लेते हैं. अगर वो 1 से चेंज होकर 5 तक गया, एक में वो 1 से चेंज होकर 10 तक गया. ठीक है, तो एक में चेंज डिफरेंस 4 वेबर का आया, एक में डिफरेंस 5 वेबर 9 वेबर का आया. तो जिसमें 9 वेबर का डिफरेंस आया है वहां पर ज्यादा इंड्यूस ईएमएफ प्रोड्यूस हो. ठीक है, तो जहां अगर सेम टाइम में जिसमें चेंज ज्यादा होगी तो इंड्यूस ईएमएफ ज्यादा होगी. सिमिलरली अगर मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स तो उतना ही है, लेकिन एक केस में 1 सेकंड में उतनी चेंज आती है, एक में 5 सेकंड्स में उतनी चेंज आती है, तो जिसमें स्पीड ज्यादा होगी चेंज होने की उसमें इंड्यूस ईएमएफ ज्यादा होगी. ठीक है, तो ये जो पूरी इक्वेशन फैराडेज लॉ की है, ये हमें ये बताती है कि रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स विल is directly proportional to induced EMF. Okay, so and if you have, because we have seen equation 30.4, if there is a one loop, if there are n number of turns, then it will be equal to E is equal to minus n d phi by d phi b over dt. Okay, so these three will be the main point of the Faraday's law. Change the you can change the magnetic flux by changing point number 1, change the magnitude of B of the magnetic field within the coil. Okay, in this way you can change the value of phi. Number 2, change either the total area of the coil or the portion of that area that lies within the magnetic field. So in this way you can also change. And number 3, change the angle between the direction of the magnetic field B and the plane of the coil. So these are the main 3 ways in which you can change the value of magnetic flux, change the magnetic flux through the coil. So this is all about the Faraday's law. So now you can ask questions if you want about today's topic. So do you want to ask any question? Okay, no, then I will take the